welcome to the Stitching Ewe and More podcast. I'm Amanda, also known as Little Panda 518 on Ravelry and Instagram. I would like to welcome back all returning viewers, and if you're catching me for the first time, thanks for checking me out and hope you stick around. Feel free to go over on Ravelry, join the group. Would love to chat with you up over there and kind of get the boards a little bit more active. You can also find me on Facebook and Etsy as Stitched Together 4G. I actually wrote show notes. I know I'm coming about 3 weeks since I last recorded. Life, we're just going to kind of stick with that. For all you guys returning, thank you so much for kind of sticking with my very weird and not very timely updates. But I'm updating while I can. I don't remember if I said this yet or not, but I actually wrote show notes this week. I'm kind of really proud of myself. So if I look down, that's what I'm looking at is my show notes. So I'm going to start off with my foes. And my foes this week kind of named the title for me. And that's going to be a little bit of crazy. And you will see why here in just a moment. So my first finished object that I'm going to talk about, which have been on the needles before, or been on the needles for quite some time, and you guys are probably sick and tired of seeing these. But I can now say my friend's socks are done. Let's see if I can hold one up closer. There you go. This is Patons Kroy sock. It's the Patons Kroy sock effects in the Cascade Colors colorway. They're a little big for the sock blockers because sock blockers are for my size feet and hers are a little bit bigger. But I did my typical 64 stitch sock. I did a really long leg because my friend lives in New York and I want to make sure that they won't slide down in her snow boots. So now that these are finally off the needles, I will package them up and get them sent off to New York. So yay for another finished project. I've been like finishing projects left and right and it's totally been cray-cray. So that is my big finished object, which I still need to weigh them and figure out yardage to add to one of the cowls that I'm in, which I will also talk about here in a little bit. So here comes the cray-cray. So I watch a ton of podcasts. I've been watching Caffeinated Knitting. They're a podcast that like as soon as their new episode comes out, I automatically watch it. I love Daniela and Allie, and they are hosting the Hats for Kiddos cowl. And that's where my craziness comes in. So bear with me. This may take a little bit. Yes, that's a box you're hearing because I can't send this stuff in an envelope. So we're just going to start showing and I will let you count as we go. So we have one of the cute little just kind of square hats that'll kind of give them pointy ears when they go on. This is the same one, and I put little small tassels in the corners. So we have those. And then I'm not going to show you these individually because, well, maybe so we can count. So we're on the teal hat. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So yeah, I may have been a little bit crazy. So we have multicolored hats. I believe this is, hang on, before I forget, the teal is, ooh, I should have brought, it's on my project page, you can look at it there, but it's a bulky, that's like electric blue, I think, and then this is toadstool, and I have 6 of these, and then continuing on with that, I have 6 gray hats. Oops, and they're all falling. And then you can't forget, I have 7 camo hats, which I think this is called Deep Forest. The gray was called Charcoal. And then, you know, good old Joanne. That was actually incredibly deep stash. That is yarn that I bought on Black Friday of 2014. So it's been marinating for a little while. And then Joann's has lovely clearances, and I'm pretty sure I got this yarn for like 50 cents a skein or something crazy. Apparently crazy is the word of the episode. So I have these hats. which I think they're kind of adorable. I think it's a yarn you kind of love or hate, but I think they're kind of adorable, and I call them my little speckle hats. And I don't remember the brand, I don't remember the name, but it's on my project page. And then we have, which you guys have seen this yarn before, but in a purple, and now I have it in a pink, and I think we're about, I think I had 8 pink ones. So 8 pink. They're very soft. They will keep little kiddos warm. And then I know I've showed you before, you know, we still have the purple hats hanging around. So if you kind of want to count all of that, yeah. Oh, I think I showed you the speckle hats last time. Yeah, so the purple hats and the speckle hats I made within like a 2-day span. And then all the other hats I made in like a 5-day span. So every hat you just saw was made within 7 days of working. I took a couple day break in between working on the hats because I was working on some other projects. But I am quite pleased to say that I have 50 hats to send off to Hats to Kiddos. So I will, after I'm done with this, repack the box, tape it up, and hopefully get it shipped out on Monday. So yeah, craziness, and that's why when I show you my whips, there's not a whole lot of progress. So we shall move on. So my whips, since I finished my friend Lisa's socks, of course I had to cast on some new socks. So let's see, yep, we're attached there. So, and this yarn has a story behind it, which I will get there in a minute, but I have needles tangled with yarn. There we go. So I cast these on when I was at work on my lunch break. Don't have a whole lot. So, I mean, little bitty cuff, and I don't even have the second one cast on yet. And I don't know the colorway name, which I'm picking out cat hair, but they have the most adorable colors. It's pink and blue and green and purple, and it's Felici from Knit Picks. I just don't know the colorway. This was actually a gift from Mandy Pinecone after I finished the Rainbow of Doom, which I'm sure y'all all remember if you've been with me for a little while. So these socks are for me, and they are hanging out in my bag from Sue. Her Etsy shop is the Tangled Skein CA, and she is of no, it's Two Tangled. Sue, I'm sorry. Podcast is Two Tangled Skeins, and her Etsy shop is Two Tangled CA. There we go. I remembered. Had a rough morning with words, so apologies now. So it's hanging out in her bag that she made me. And then my next whip, which hasn't seen, well, it's probably seen a lot of progress since y'all saw it last. But this is my Vergie clay that I've been working on. Let me, we're going to show that later. So, oh, and I'm a perfect podcaster. I'm in the middle of a row. Looky there. So I will try to, well, so I am on the third color, which you can't really tell. Maybe here. So we started with the gray, and then we went to the burgundy, and now I'm working on the blue, and then the purple will be the next one that will come up. And this is hanging out in my panda bag that I made myself. So this one actually, it's on the longest cable that I own, and it's going to vastly outgrow that very soon. And one of the ladies in my knit group was putting in a Knit Picks order, and she needed to reach $50 for her free shipping. So she's like, hey, anybody need anything? So I'm like, yes, please, 60-inch cable. So I just got home from knit group, and I was just able to pick that up from her. So hopefully later this afternoon, I may sit down and transfer that to the 60-inch cable. And then the other project that I've been working on, you, I don't believe have seen. And it's going to be hard to see, because like I said, I'm very short on cables. So this is like the shortest cable that I have. So I mean, this thing is incredibly bunched up. Which once I move the Virgie clay to the 60 inch, I can move this to the needles that it was on. So I have a lot of transferring projects this afternoon. But hey, it'll give me something to do. But this is the Boneyard Shawl, which I'll show you this part so you can kind of see it. I hope you can see the beauty of the colors there, which I know it's kind of really dark. Yeah. My screen's kind of dimmed out, but I really hope you can see the coloring in that. It is, the dark teal is Mad Tosh Light, I think? I don't know. I forgot the tag for it's out in the other room. And then I want to make this really big because it's the Boneyard Shawl by Stephen West, if I didn't mention that already. And it calls for DK, but I wanted to knit it in fingering because I don't have any DK. So I decided I'm going to color block it. So dark teal and then this light teal, which I just started on this morning, is actually, because the Mad Tosh is very like semi-solid tonal kind of going on, and this light teal is little bits and pieces, and I know once I get it onto a bigger cable you'll definitely be able to tell, but this is kind of my main project right now because this is for the Harry Potter cowl and I need to have it done by the end of the month, which in all honesty I'm hoping to have it done by the end of the weekend. So that is my other projects. Let me check over here. Yeah, that's all I'm currently working on. But like I said, I've got a couple different cowls going on. So I am participating in the Harry Potter cowl from O Loops. And I'm also participating in the Down Cellar Studio Pigskin Party, which that runs from, it started in September and it runs all the way through Super Bowl Sunday. So if you haven't heard of it, haven't heard of the Down Cellar Studio podcast, go check out her podcast. She's an audio, and go join her group and join the fun of the Down Cellar Pigskin Party because it's a lot of fun. And I calculated all my points for my hats and I have just broken 1,200 points, but I need to add in Lisa's socks, so I think I'm doing pretty good. So I've got that going on, and the interception for this month is to work on whips. So the Viagant will hopefully be coming out of hibernation because I kind of want to get it done too. And so I've got that. I mean, knitting wise, that's kind of all I have going on because I spent a lot of time working on hats. I was averaging 5 hats a night, and I think on Saturday I had made 10, which was woo! So I was super excited about that. And let's see, checking. Yeah, that's all the knitting I have for you. It's kind of I know it's going to be a super short episode, but I have some life stuff that if you want to stick around, feel free. If not, I understand, and I will see you next time. But kind of some life recap. So 2 weekends ago, my knit group hosted a murder mystery Halloween party, which was pretty fantastic. It was a great turnout. I was Gretel. My husband played one of the 3 little pigs, and I believe it was a lawyer pig. And the party started at 7:30. We kind of all showed up, had some drinks, ate some food, and then the actual murder mystery part started about 8:30. And it was going pretty good. You know, at first you're trying to read your sheet about what you need to figure out and who you need to talk to and kind of what questions you need to ask to kind of figure out what's going on. So that happened for a little while, and then the murder happened and Snow White was murdered. Yeah, it was pretty sad. So then we got different pages, so we had different questions and like different people to talk to. And the whole night, like, I was in love with one of the dwarfs, and his name was Herb. So he was kind of my love interest of the evening. And he played an amazing part. There was only, the murder mystery kind of went on until about 11-ish, I think. And I was so confused. I was having a really hard time figuring out who done it. I had narrowed it down to about 3 people, And of course I guessed wrong. There was actually only 3 people out of the 20-some people that were playing that actually figured out the murderer. And apparently I was blinded by love because it was Herb. Yeah, it kind of made me sad, but I mean, it was fun. My husband was one of the 3 that solved it, so at least he had it was a grand time. Absolutely loved it. So that was kind of our weekend, and we came home and kind of crashed out, and then we got to root on our hogs. Well, we rooted on the hogs before the party, which was pretty fantastic. Sunday was a very lazy day. Sat around, knit for a little while. Well, little while meaning all day. And we watched some NFL, and I may have been nap attacked and, you know, slept for a couple hours. And then, you know, during the week, it was just kind of the day-to-day. You wake up, you go to work, you come home, you knit, you go to bed. Well, you wake up, go to work, BKN and knit, and then go to bed. That was pretty much every day of my week. And then last weekend, my knit group, a couple of us had a slumber party, which was awesome. So my hogs were playing later in the day, so I was able to watch the first half at home. And then I had to swing by and pick up a couple things at the store. So I got to the house about the middle of the 4th quarter. And of course it was tied. So we scored, they scored. We scored again, we tied it. Well, I think their score tied the game, and we ended up going into overtime. And we had the best play that I have ever seen. And we won the game by 1 point in overtime. So it totally gave me a heart attack. The week before that, they had gone into 4 overtimes, but we came out victorious. And we are playing LSU tonight. So I'm trying to get this recorded so I can edit. And then you will find me on my couch knitting, watching, hopefully, the Hogs beat LSU tonight. Woo pig sweet! Let's see. While we were at the slumber party, we had a fantastic night. We started watching. After the game finished, I was like the only one interested in football, but they let me finish watching the game, which I was very happy. And then we started watching Cinderella, the new movie that just came out. And then we followed that up with Thor 2, because how can you not watch Thor? Yes, we'll just leave it at that. He's perfect eye candy. And then we watched Practical Magic, which was the end-all be-all movie that we were watching while we were at the slumber party. And we couldn't have timed it any better because 11:58 rolled around, and in the movie they started having midnight margaritas. I don't think we could have timed that any better. And so the movie got over with about 1 o'clock, and we decided to all crash because we had 2 4-year-olds with us, and you know, they were up bright and early at 8 o'clock. And then Sunday morning we watched Paddington Bear before we headed home. And yeah, that was pretty awesome. I came home and took a nap and knit some more. And then this morning, I mean, typical week of work, VKN, knit, go to bed. Not a whole lot going on. This morning I went to knit group, and that was pretty fabulous. Had my tea and fritters, which is my Saturday staple. And here I am. So, I mean, I haven't really had a whole lot going on, but I wanted to pop in, show all my lovely stuff so I can get everything boxed up, packaged up, and sent. So I've got the hats to send, I've got my friend's socks to send, and I also have the winner's package to send out because I haven't done that yet. Oh, one thing I forgot, I did get some happy mail. So Mandy Pinecone is absolutely amazing, and she sat at her sewing machine, and I have little needle cozies. So I don't use DPNs, they're just a little fiddly for me, but I can use these on my circular needles. So I have, if you can't tell, this is the pink panda fabric that matches the bag that Sue made me, which is this cute little wee bag. And then I also have one of her bigger shawl bags. You can't go wrong with sparkly red, white, and blue stars. This is absolutely adorable, which is plaid, teal and blue. And then we have little hearts for Valentine's Day. And then we have like rainbow stars. And you know me, anything rainbow is absolutely fabulous. And then this is my favorite one, the little circle rainbowy dots. But with that, I believe that comes to the end of the show, guys. Don't really have hadn't really had much exciting stuff going on. And I really want to go knit on my boneyard. So that's what I'm going to go do and go root on my hogs. So with that, keep on stitching, y'all.